Residents of Nsawam are yearning for the revival of the Ghana Railway service. They believe the local economy will bounce back once the trains start working again. Ghana Railway Development Authority, however, says it cannot tell when the rail service will begin due to safety concerns on the lines. In this edition of JoyNews tracker Jojo Corbina tracks government's promise to modernize the railway service.
There are several things that went wrong in our country after we got independence. Was the way we allowed our railway infrastructure to deteriorate. Ghana, we are going to have a first-class railway system. The little I can do to strengthen you and make it possible for you to do your work, count on me. We're going to do it.
This promise brought hope to many who witnessed the gradual collapse of the once vibrant Ghana Railway Company Limited. The construction of the company started in 1898 in Sekondi, and the rail lines reached Kumasi in 1903. Ghana had rail lines that connected places where the British colonial authorities thought would be most profitable and practical for moving raw materials. From the hinterlands to the Takoradi Harbour, trains brought raw materials including timber, bauxite, manganese and cocoa. They also carried traders, government employees, students and other groups who were needed for the advancement of the country.
There is a new African in the world. That new African is ready to fight his own battle and show that after all, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs.
You talk say my beloved country is free forever. Since they spoil, we know they border.
Many years after Ghana's independence, the railway infrastructure witnessed little maintenance to no maintenance and subsequently ruins. In 2016, Sekondi to Kotoku line was repaired by the NDC government, but they were kicked out of power. The NPP government was poised to revive the industry.
It's obvious. The rail transport is environmentally friendly, it is efficient, it is less costly, and is generally a more intelligent way of moving people and goods than any other form of transport.
Opariado is a retired Ghana Railway Company worker. He is so attached to his company that even after more than a decade of retirement, he still visits the Nsawam train station to reflect on the company's state of affairs.
To me, mommy, if Niana me woman and I send a see a Jumano, and any need a lady a Jumana say, no boy, a one Sawamuga, a coba, Obanti, a Kuafu, a Dende, a Grady Fool, Nebua Wina, and Nia, a Jumana say, Ama, Sisi. Enkoyi.
Na say government own say aban say almost sisi.
Me man kasa de me hu hwe wo ho. Hu sisi bi a ho. Ni a ebubu ma akoma ne say train no nya dwuma bi.
The Nsawam railway station now lies near ruin and ends abruptly after the main Nsawam road. Due to many years of neglect of the rail tracks, thieves have stolen the lines and sold them as scraps.
From these railways crossing up to Chichamante, the risks are nowhere to be found. And now the place where they have to put the railway lines, people have putting up their buildings over there. You just go to Kenya about 4 to 5 years ago and you love the country. Now Kenya trains are flying ahead and we Ghana, even our train is not moving at all.
The place was painted about 2 years ago, but the walls are almost dirty again. The windows are broken. The train station has become a center for the youth to play games and relax. Many silos and warehouses that used to store goods have been converted into churches.
From here, you can see those silos up there. The first silo is where they used to sell motorbikes. The train has been bringing them. That's where they park them. The next is car. The next one is when you want to buy fridge, generator, everything concerning about light gadgets. That's where they sell it. But now all has been shut down and they are using it for church.
In Sawam, locals remember the railway service with a fondness for how it sparked a flurry of activities in their local economy. They believe prices of groceries will reduce once the train starts transporting foodstuff at a cheaper cost.
Because it's here a boy thing. I can't form the market to me about there. Because on baby, we could traffic in Europe, baby do chroma, Bessan Faka, baby Dugan, and the Kaya Union and my name, Besson, not in Ato so. Banka train dear, and Emma baby to me come cry and my fire and so elba for my. By Quano. I said I need intimidate the meaning this area. You man.
Fribeha, 3 judge high by. Ama adi youth no be bring. Nkama sabre ya mban se 12 na boy. Nka be hu man be bring to feel brodo no mo ba ice cream no bia ton no nya kakra egu na boso mu ni botom. But ne aba mrante be bring te am boss spy.
They are, however, worried that people have already started stealing stones that will be used to give the rail tracks some stability.
Chips no abuna wode buy no so. Omo dija abune gu o menim say so omo muska na wode to you say Ghana ska na wode to you. Say Ghana ska dia be start buy ni on some bra biem na on be hwe abono. Any race na ekoro so matutu. Ntini say railway na ejuma pa wo say oma ne mpemfo no bra no omo be inspection na omo be hwe.
Election mu na mo di buy. The
stones or ballast have been abandoned. They spread over a long stretch. The area has been taken over by weeds, and perhaps the rusted coaches abandoned there paints the perfect picture of the rail service. This is the Kotoku train station. It is located along the Accra and Sawam rail lines. Like many other railway platforms, this one too is in a sorry state. Residents of Kotoku are upset about the high cost of road transportation to Accra and are hoping that the government will start running trains soon.
Ama nyoma ya ibasati 3 body e boy pa ti abayombo modin no mai 3 e Kotoku for kasa de bre pa so kwa krobe si o media ansa na osafa kasa bedu ha e bre trade e odu ha no traffic.
It could be recalled that the then managing director of the Ghana Railway Company Limited, JoyNews, promised that the Accra to Nsawam line would start operations.
No, we have completed the test run. The test run is over. I did that 3 months ago. Today I wanted you to have a few. That is why I brought you. Otherwise, I've completed the test run.
So when is it going to start full operation?
I will give myself up to beginning of September, maybe 1st September, because I have to do an adjustment here and there. I have to see how I'm going to run the Tema train vis-a-vis the home train. So that will take me about 2 weeks to start.
But due to unsafe lines, the service was terminated. The Accra to Tema train service also started in 2019. The former railway minister, Joe Gatti, joined the team to test the rail lines. It was also cancelled due to safety reasons. The Sekendi to Takrady line is currently the only one that transports passengers. Ghana Railways also ran a test on the Kotoku to Takwa line, but also cancelled the service due to a derailing accident. The railway station is in a deplorable state, a pale shadow of its former self. The diesel multiple unit which connects the coaches appears to be broken. Squatters have made the area useful by resting there. Some sleep under the coaches.
Before the system fail, before the system fail, before the system fail.
The rail lines have also become dry lines for second-hand clothing dealers. Like the clock tower, which no longer tells the time, the government of Ghana cannot tell when the trains will run from Accra to Nsawam. Yao Wusu is the CEO of the Ghana Railway Development Authority.
What I'll tell the people who are yearning to use the line is the fact that we want to make sure we get it right. As I mentioned to you, we want to minimize any risk of potential derailment or safety. All right, so as a matter of fact, we do have plans. Those lines as they exist now, those are the old narrow gauge. We have plans to develop new standard gauge. That may take a little bit longer time. I can't put any timeline. To be honest with you, I cannot put any timeline. I'll be deceiving you if I put any timeline on there, but we are fervently working on it. We want to get the lines running. I know everybody is looking forward to the railway lines running.
The Tema to Mpakadan rail line is perhaps the sector's most visible achievement.
So currently there are two main projects ongoing. The first one is the Tema Mpakadan, which is about 97 kilometers. The project is slated to be completed by the end of 2022. It's almost finished. And this line also runs over the lake, about 300-meter suspension or semi-suspension bridge over the Volta Lake. The Tamampaka line is also part of the interconnectivity between Ghana and Burkina Faso. And we have built about roughly 100 kilometers from Takrady all the way to almost to Huni Valley.
Mr. Yaowusu promised in April 2021 that 2 diesel multiple units will be purchased by November 2021 to transport passengers from Tema to Mpakadan.
The Ministry of Finance has approved the purchase of 2 DMUs, which is diesel multiple units, to transport passengers from Tema to Mpakadan. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So when are they likely to enter into the country?
Most likely before the completion of this project in November, before November.
That promise has not materialized yet.
Those 2 DMUs are still, it takes about 18 months really to order a new DMU. So what we've decided to do is to go for a refurbished one, which we are planning to have probably in the next couple of months, hopefully by the end of 2022.
Page 24 of the 2016 NPP manifesto clearly spells out government's plan to revive the rail sector.
Completely overhauling the western and eastern lines to facilitate the haulage of bauxite, manganese, cocoa, cement, iron ore and other bulk commodities, as well as the transportation of people. The rehabilitation of the eastern line in particular will also facilitate the operation of the Bonkra Inland Port, which has been rendered inoperable as a result of the non-functioning of the line. Developing an integrated light rail transit system for our major cities to connect main business districts with outlying residential locations, extending the Eastern Rail Line from Kumasi to Paga to create an Accra-Kumasi-Paga connection to facilitate haulage of goods from and to the north, and the exploitation of iron ore and other mineral reserves in the north. Building a Tema-Akonsombo rail link to tie in with a vibrant and revived Volta Lake transportation system to provide a major avenue for expanded transportation and the resulting economic activity.
Many Ghanaians are waiting with bated breath for a modernized railway system as promised by President Akufo-Addo.
Before the system fail, before the system fail.
Well, President Akufo-Addo has cut the sort for the commencement of work on the construction of the €500 million Manso-Huni Valley section of the Western Railway, describing it as the highest single investment for rail development since Ghana gained independence. President Akufo-Addo indicated that the project is expected to be completed within 42 months. Addressing the gathering at Manso in the Mpoho district, the president bemoaned the fact that one of the great tragedies of Ghana's post-colonial era was allowing her railway infrastructure to go waste.
I have said on several occasions that one of the great tragedies of our post-colonial era was allowing our railway infrastructure developed for us under colonial rule to deteriorate completely. By January 2017, out of the 947 kilometers of colonial narrow gauge railway network bequeathed to us by the colonialists, barely 10% was operational. Indeed, the only addition to the network has been the 15-kilometer narrow gauge railway line built between 2012 and 2017 from Sekondi to Takoradi via Kotoku. Upon my assumption of office in January 2017, I was determined to change the statistic because I believe that the presence of an efficient railway system is critical to the progress and prosperity of our nation. This led me to the decision to re-establish the Ministry of Railways Development, which has started yielding fruits. Today's event, the cutting of the soil for the construction of the Mansfield to Huni Valley section of the Western Railway line on standard gauge, is a clear manifestation of the Akufo-Addo government's policy to develop and grow the country's railway sector.
Let's talk about the IMF now, because government has formally opened discussions with the International Monetary Fund for a possible program to support Ghana's homegrown economic policies. The IMF team, led by the mission chief for Ghana, Carlo Stralevish, will have in-person meetings with the Finance Ministry, the Economic Management and the Presidency in the next 7 days. JoyNews has obtained exclusive details from that meeting. Presidential correspondent Elton Broby joins us with that. Elton, first run us through the engagements for the next 7 days. Hello, Elton. Kindly unmute for me. Elton, I want you to run us through the engagements for the next 7 days.
So, according to our sources within the presidency and the Ministry of Finance, what we know is that the official engagement is starting at 12:30, that is in some 10 minutes' time. The officials from the IMF will call on the Finance Minister and Minister of Finance, where the objective of the mission will be told, and then there will be a presentation of the enhanced domestic program that government has put together, and that will be done by the president. And then there will also be another call on the vice president and the Jubilee House at 5:30. So that will be the event for today. Now, the main meat of the engagement will start tomorrow, Thursday, at 9 a.m. The IMF team will again will call on the Minister of Finance. The key issues on the table will be fiscal oversight for 2022 half year, including the 30% spending cut that government announced early this year. There will also be a discussion on the page 2026 projection, upcoming negotiation and reform. There will also be a discussion on the grant, statutory rules, usage scope for reducing debt, and generated fund overview, sources and uses, Cocoa sector budget transfer, overview since 2017, and plan action for 2022. There will also be a discussion on the financial sector payment that ending in 2022, and impact on high commodity price of oil and currency depreciation and unplanned expenditure. Same day, tomorrow, after a meeting of finance, the IMF team will again call on Governor of the Bank of Ghana. Matters that will engage their attention will be the recent development and outlook from the Bank of Ghana's perspective, reserves positioning, also foreign reserve down, and specific matters that are being done in terms of intervening in the market going forward, forest cash flow projections, pipeline of forest demand by sectors, and the rolling over of forest loans and how government is making foreign exchange available for the imports of crude oil especially. Then they will be back at the Ministry of Finance, and they will look at the study of domestic arrears of tandem and plans to address the progress on audits of unpaid bills, data gaps, as well as matters that government is taking going forward. And then at 12:30, they will go back again to the Bank of Ghana. They will be looking at recent developments and outlook, inflation trend, the competition projection, monetary policy stance, central bank financing, overdraft policy limits, next stage regular reporting timeline and template going forward. And then we'll end the day at the Ministry of Finance again, where matters of domestic debt and external debt will again engage their attention. It will be a data gathering and reconciliation relating to domestic debt and external debt. They will end their engagement with government, that's the Ministry of Finance and the Bank of Ghana, on Friday at 2 p.m. They will look at 2022 Q1 fiscal outcome, e-levy design, estimated yield, and implementation. Benchmark value repairs are estimated yield by import type and head on. So they will also end between government and the IMF. Focus will be the Ministry of Finance and the Bank of Ghana. But we understand that within the 7 days that the IMF will be in Ghana, they also engage civil society groups on the way forward.
Elton Brobe's presidential affairs correspondent will certainly bring you more of this in our subsequent bulletins. Now, the Association of Teachers, NAT, is advising parents to keep their children at home. The Ashanti Region Chairman for NAT, Prosper Techi, explains that teachers will not return to the classrooms for at least the whole of this week, and there's no point in sending the children to sit in empty classrooms. Mr. Techi says a strike is likely to continue until the government is willing to grant teachers' requests for a 20% cost of living allowance. Classrooms have been empty across the nation in public schools over the past 2 days and are likely to be empty for the rest of the week due to the strike announced by NAT on Monday. Well, government is meeting striking teachers this afternoon. Dr. Isaac Owusu is the president of the Ghana National Association of Teachers. He joins us live with more. I'm grateful for your time, Doc. Tell us about this meeting, what to expect from the meeting.
Well, good afternoon, and let me say very good afternoon to your cherished listeners and viewers as well. Yes, we've been invited for a meeting today. We have already made our intention known to the general public that our members are requesting for 20% cost of living allowance, and the employer, through the Ministry of Labor and Employment Relations, together with other ministers, have invited us. So we will go and listen to what they have for us.
So what are you putting before government in this meeting?
No, presently, since we don't know the what the government is going to tell us, we want to go and listen to the reason why we have been invited. So when we get to know the reason why we've been invited, then we'll take it from there.
But you haven't changed your stance on the 20% COLA, right?
That is the point.
So you're going to be insisting at this meeting for the money to be paid?
No, you see, you have been invited for a meeting. Now we do not know what is in the cup of the one inviting you. If we go, and it is about for us to negotiate or discuss the way forward on our request, then we will know what to do as unions.
I'm grateful for your time. Dr. Isaac, who is president of NAT, will bring you more on the outcome of this meeting with government. Now, the only bridge linking the Akweda new town to the old town in the Ahanta West municipality of the Western region has broken, leaving the residents with no choice than to swim across a river in order to access adjoining communities. The bridge collapsed in 2020 and got fixed by members of the community, but it needed a permanent construction. That did not happen until it finally gave up on Tuesday. The assembly member of the Akweda electoral area, Emmanuel Bonny, says residents are finding it difficult to cross the river.
The support from the assembly. If I get it today, we'll start something today, before even tomorrow. Because after pushing the forestry, pushing them, I think last week, they finally allow me. And because of the rain for the last week, we couldn't get much of the wood. But this week, we are still working. I've got a lot of wood, which already here, now we can use it to start as soon as we get the light post.
Aside the student, which of course you've told us is affecting them in terms of school attendance, traders, and all other residents, how's the situation affecting livelihood in the community?
All right, thank you very much. Mostly for Old Town, we normally fetch our water at the New Town too. And as I'm talking to you right now, even to cross to New Town to go and fetch water has also become a problem. And as I'm talking, the community now have its own canoe. So for the individuals who have a canoe, who wants to use it to cross you from at the other side to eat from Old Town to New to Old, before you cross, they will collect 1 cedi from you before they will allow you to board your boat, and then they will use to cross.
The Municipal Chief Executive of the Ahanta West Municipal Assembly, John Ejari, says plans are underway to help fix the bridge in the interim as they work on getting the contractor to permanently construct it.
I think yesterday, when the incident happened, I was away with the president. He came here for some sword cutting. Immediately, I detailed the works engineer and my staff to go to the place. As I speak to you now, this morning we've gone to another area. We are preparing to go there. And I want to assure the people of Akwada, old and new Akwada, we've put in place. I was told, fortunately, I was told that the community, through the forestry department, have managed to get some boards. So what they need is that they need this light post. You know, you have been there before and you know the situation. So they need light posts, the long one, so that it will be put deep into the river, so that they can construct it. And as I speak to you now, I have contacted 1 or 2 people, and I want to assure my people that by tomorrow they will see something, so that at least the place can be made movable for them to go by their normal duties. So as I speak to you now, I haven't sat down at all. We are finding ways and means to at least put this bridge into its proper place that the people there can live on it or walk on it and do their normal business.
And on our election headquarters this afternoon, 77-year-old Professor Mayor Kumfaith number 3 on the ballot paper in what is promising to be a hotly contested elections of the upcoming National Delegates Conference of the governing NPP. It will come up against some formidable opposition in the chairperson or chairmanship race in a special series building up to the NPP National Delegates Conference on election headquarters. We focus on the man seen by many as experienced. Samuel Mbura has more.
I am on a mission, and the mission is simple: to put MPP together to break the age. That is my mission.
He is a man most noted for his role in the Kufuor administration as education minister. For many, he is a Kufuor loyalist, through and through. He was not only former President Kufuor's trusted education minister, he was also his minister for transport, harbour and railways. He is obviously a senior member of the party, but has been largely quiet under the President Akufo-Addo regime, serving as board chairman of the Public Procurement Authority. He is no stranger to political contest, having served as member of parliament for Techiman North, and comes into the race promising unity, discipline and commitment.
I believe strongly that if come 2024 we do not enjoy near absolute unity in the party, then the fight is going to be a lot harder. So that's my number one option. The second one is discipline within the party. Day in, day out, we hear of comments of members of the party against leadership at the constituency level, regional level, and even national level. These comments go even to the presidency. I think we are guided by the constitution of the party. And using the constitution, we should be working to discipline in the party. And as chairman, I'll make sure that discipline prevails all the way from the polling station level through the constituency, regional, national.
Professor Mia Kumfi promises he will institute a welfare scheme which will include end-of-service benefits for party executives.
And on the issue of commitment, maybe departing officers leave their offices with little or nothing to show, having served for so long. And therefore, I'm proposing that it is about time the party came up with a welfare scheme. Welfare scheme so that our departing officers would leave with, however token, would leave with some benefit.
This is where to stay for more on the NPP Delegates Conference on the JoyNews channel. We'll take a break on JoyNews today. When we return, we'll bring you the very latest coming from the world of business.
Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to Business. My name is Darryl Kwao. The Managing Director of SG Bank Ghana, Hakeem Wuzani, has noted that small and medium-scale enterprises would have to focus more on enhancing their capacities by acquiring new skills and techniques in order to attract more investments. According to him, the bank is embarking on several projects to support small businesses to market and promote their products to benefit the economy at large. He spoke to Joy Business at a signing event between SG Bank Ghana and the African Guarantee Trust. Here's more.
Small and medium enterprises generally lack economies of scale and may incur high costs in acquiring and utilizing technologies and upgrading skills of their manpower. These SMEs tend to have limited access to timely and accurate information on market opportunities, financing and technology advances. According to Hakeem Wuzani, the bank will continue to invest in the SME space for development.
And we know at the same time that these SMEs have difficulties to access to financing, have also difficulties to get all the necessary supports, not only money, not only financing, but even in terms of capacity building, of knowledge, of acquiring some certain level of skills, and having access to certain domains of activities like accounting, insurance, etc., HR, strategy, digital. All those topics are important for them, but they don't have necessarily the means and they don't have necessarily the right accompaniment. This is why we have made, as a bank, as Societe Generale Ghana, we have made like building a setup with SG Home of Business to give the advice, with partnering 18 partners, public and private partners in Ghana.
Deputy Managing Director for the bank, Francois Pousse, claimed that the collaboration will strengthen the bond between the bank and its clients.
Small and medium enterprise is where we want to put our efforts because they are the backbone of the economy, and we believe it is our duty to help SMEs to grow. So we've started a number of initiatives, starting with a first risk-sharing facility a few years ago, starting 2 years ago with our Home of Business, where we are capable to give free advisory just to any SME who can walk in and get advisory on building a business plan.
The African Guarantee Fund Managing Director Benjamin Bevo outlined the necessity of the alliance and indicated that his organization is determined to work with Anglophone nations as well as Francophone nations.
So AGF has been doing a lot of business in all of Africa,
in many countries, and particularly AGF West Africa has a lot of presence in the Francophone countries, but we want to develop more the business in the English-speaking countries because we believe the SMEs are really growing there, and there's something to do about it. And Ghana being the second largest economy in the region, we believe Ghana should be one of our top priorities. And at the same time, we have an ongoing partnership with the Société Générale Group as a group.
The signing event is expected to fully provide support to small and medium enterprises across the country.
Now, Infantsman Girls Senior High School have emerged champions of the Energy Commission GES Renewable Energy Challenge in the Central Region. The school charged off competition from St. Augustine's College, Adisadel College, Holy Child School, and 6 other schools to retain the trophy as regional champions. There's more in this report.
10 schools in the Central Region took part in the Energy Commission and the Ghana Education Services Renewable Energy Challenge in Cape Coast. The students were expected to develop projects in the areas of either clean cooking or food processing, and these should be related to the use of renewable energy technologies. The participating schools were also encouraged to come up with new product innovations, accessories to product or digital innovations to improve the performance or efficiencies of existing projects. Infantsman Girls Senior High School used cow dung for biogas in place of charcoal for cooking, and they won with it. Representative of the Energy Commission, Kofi Jakun, explained the rationale of the competition.
The World Health Organization has estimated that 4 million deaths are recorded each year from the toxic produced from household air pollution as a result of the use of rudimentary cookstoves and fuels. This figure exceeds the death toll attributed to malaria, tuberculosis, and HIV/AIDS, all combined. It is therefore imperative that we move away from the traditional stove, popularly referred to as muchia, or 3-stone stove technology that we have depended on for cooking for centuries. The world has moved on, and new cooking technologies such as induction electricity cooking have revolutionized the clean cooking space. Of course, not all of us can afford or switch to these new cooking technologies, and that is why a homegrown solution will be needed for our clean cooking strategies to achieve universal access to clean cooking by 2030.
Central Regional Director of the Ghana Education Service, Martha Owusu-Ajiman, stated that the Energy Renewable Project, since its inception, has had a positive impact in creating solutions in the energy sector. She called for more support to make the competition sustainable.
The management of the Ghana Education Service would like to encourage the Energy Commission, the Bui Power Authority, and all energy-related companies who are into this Energy Challenge program to solicit more funds to sustain it, just as the National Maths and Science Quiz has come to stay.
This year's theme, Clean Cooking and Food Processing Using Renewable Energy Technologies, was initiated to demonstrate the use of digital innovations in cooking and preserving food. Reporting for JoyNews, Richard Kwejenyakon, Cape Coast.
And that's it for this segment. The marketplace comes up at the top of the hour. Up next, sports.